How you feel like you played first game getting out there?
I feel like I did pretty good. Definitely a lot of things to improve on. Just a little minor like technique things that I really need to focus on this week. But I mean, overall, I did pretty good.
When did you know you'd start, Jay?
Well, I've been running with the ones, a lot through camp. We rotate a bunch. We got a very good linebacker core, and any one of us could start. But I got the nod for the first game, so it was good.
You've played at SEC stadiums before this week, but this is the first time you've had that massive crowd cheering for you, not against you. How different was that?
It was a lot different because usually, the volume is opposite. So when I'm on defense, it's pretty quiet because they're trying to let their offense call their plays. But then when I'm on the sideline, it's really loud. But it was the opposite this weekend, and it will be for all the home games. And it was awesome. I love playing in front of all those fans. So.
I was taking some shots. I think I got several of you and Lorenzo kind of chest bumping and stuff after the thing. How do you play along with him? What do you guys kind of compliment each other out there in the field together?
Yeah, I just Lorenzo. He's like such a playmaker. He makes tons of plays, and I feel like we're both around the ball a lot, and so I guess when we make a good play, we're right there. High five each other, chest bump each other. So
you seem like you're pretty emotional out there, either when you do something good or if you miss a tackle, you're kind of hard on yourself. Is that kind of how you describe your style of play?
Yeah, I think so. I think that will only get escalated, from here on out. I love getting the crowd into it and, making plays. And, when I missed a tackle, like I missed that one, I was real frustrated because I went for the ball. And first thing you do is secure the tackle, and I didn't. So, so I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Do the coaches ever have to tell you to keep your passion in check?
No, not yet. Not yet, so we'll see.
You and Grayson are kind of in similar situations in that you both come in, you're new here, and then you get to start over guys who've been here for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Have you guys kind of talked about that similar situation? Or?
Yeah, when he first before he even got here, I reached out to him and just told him, hey man, I'm a transfer. I got here in January. I told him, not to be afraid to come in and lead and just do what he does and work hard. And I think we've been good friends ever since he got here, and we've stayed in touch. We've talked, back and forth about how he's doing, how I'm doing, all through camp and whatnot. So that was a good little relationship we had. So.
Have you found yourself taking over and leading on the defense like he does on the offense?
I think there's a bunch of guys that do that on defense. Not just me, but I do the best I can, and I think we got a lot of guys that can lead. But we need to have a really good week of practice this week. So.
Jake, you said going in before last game that the difference between UAB and Georgia, you're going to have 90,000 people cheering for you and not against you. How was going through that for the very first time?
It was fun. Dog walk was, experience I won't forget. My first one, and then running out of the tunnel for the first time, it was awesome. When you go in the tunnel with 30 minutes left, the crowd's kind of half full, and then when you come out, there's not an open seat. So that was really fun to see, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the home games and the rest of the season.
You ever played at Vanderbilt before, or is this the first?
I have. I played there my sophomore year.
What do you remember about that place up there?
It wasn't a good game for us. I remember that. We just didn't have a good game. I feel like we competed there for a little bit, but overall, they just kind of took over. It was Franklin's last year, and so I think it was their best year they'd had, and so got a bad taste in my mouth from that game. So I'm ready to get back up there.
You're not alone, because last time Georgia was up there, I think the same year you're talking about, they lost. What's kind of the chatter amongst the teammates here that get back up there, the ones that have been around, to kind of erase that memory? Is that talked about?
I think that was a game that a lot of them have remembered. It wasn't a fun game for them. It wasn't a fun game for me, but I know for them it was even worse. So I think that's in the back of everyone's mind. It's not something that really needs to be said. Like, hey, we lost to them 2 years ago, but it's something that's definitely there, and it's just extra motivation for this week of practice.
Jake, what are some things that, as a linebacking core this week, you feel like you need to get in check before you get head to Vanderbilt?
Just little things like alignments, just aligning properly, and then focusing on, we're going to see a lot of run this week, so focusing on, getting off blocks and wrapping up, making tackles, gang tackling. Their running backs, they got, two or three really good running backs. So we just needed to focus on that this week.
When you're out on the field together, do you guys feel like you're communicating pretty well? I know it's only week 2.
Yeah, I do. I think we do a pretty good job. You can always get better. When it gets pretty loud, I know there were some times in the game when the D-line couldn't really hear us, so we got to do a better job of communicating to them, and we'll get better at that each week, so I'm excited for that.
What about their quarterback and the running threat he presents, and what the challenge is for you guys?
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's definitely a dual threat guy. He can definitely run. I mean, he's big, he's athletic, so we gotta keep him in check. We always gotta have eyes on him because he can make plays with his legs. So that brings an extra element to their offense. So we really gotta focus and lock in. This week.
They do a lot of read option also.
Not so much. They do a little read option. It's more just downhill power right at you, kind of running the scheme. But they can run the option. We've seen it some, but really it's more just downhill runs, right at you.
Jake's talking about getting better. Their last 3 possessions, ULM, was a lot different than those 2 long touchdown drives. Whether it's a reason, what happened?
We just, you go back and watch film, I thought overall we did a good job, but those 2 drives, like you said, we just there was just little errors. Just little tiny things that made those drives last and then ended up giving touchdowns. So, we really just got to cut those out, and I think we'll be fine.
Did the lightning delay help in between?
Yeah, we got to get in there, and Coach Pruitt got to make some really good corrections, and we got to go over some good stuff. So, that, of course, anytime you can prepare like that extra is good.